Okay, my phone might fall because it doesn't have a case on it, and it's been like extra slippery wherever I set it, so just fair warning, that might happen at some point. Another thing, I need to wear glasses because I can't see anything. I got rid of my contacts. I can't see anything without glasses. If I take these off and I'm like looking off into the distance, that's why. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Don't know why it's that, but it is. It's in between the breaths. God is in between the breaths. It's in between the heart. When it beats, boom, 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 boom. That pause, that where everything is still. I believe that is where God sits. In the 99% of this 1% visible reality is where God sits. Which means it's everywhere, right? If it's 99.9% of reality, 1% that we can see, that we can sense. All of them, all the senses that we can sense. That's the 1%. That is the part that's beating. That is the drum that's drumming. That is the noise. That is the physicality. That is this that I'm holding. Your 1%. There's a message for us here today. Why did we bring up limbo state? Why did you bring up God is in the in-between? Oh, well, that's because we've been talking a lot about time lately. Where time is this grace of God. We experience time in this 1% reality in such a way as if I ask for something, if I try to do something, sometimes, depending on what we're trying to do, what we're trying to create, takes time. If I'm trying to bake a cake, it takes time and energy, right? Time and energy to put it all together. I have to wait for it. It has to do certain things. There's a time that needs to be waited. I don't say, I want a cake. I say, I want to make a cake. If I said I want a cake, I still have to go put forth effort in trying to find one. However, if you're trying to manifest a cake to you, I manifest someone else make me a cake. This is the positioning part that witches talk about. You can put 1,000 spells and hexes and anything out, but where is your position? You have to position yourself into a specific spot in order to manifest. Ooh, that's interesting. You've been hearing a lot about travel lately. Yeah. There are places that are calling to you because you have to be in a specific place in order to manifest some things. You can't say, oh, I desire the jungle. I desire the mountains. I desire something green. I desire something tropical. And then you do not put forth the time and energy to put yourself in the position in which you can experience that. But what we're talking about, because we're spiritual, is not just manifesting the jungle, right? It's not about just manifesting a cake. Sometimes it's manifesting purpose, understanding your purpose, understanding love. True love, not even in a, love is not a person. I heard that today and I was like, truly experiencing peace, joy, bliss. That's what we're manifesting through these certain experiences. In order to reach these experiences that our soul and body combine and crave together. That was fun. What was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted. Bring it back to me. We have to be willing to put ourselves in places that allow us to cultivate what we desire. We are powerful enough to say, I want to experience this. Bring it to me. Definitely. And the earth is just another part of us with different sources, places that mean something to us. Just like things on our things mean things to us when we allow ourselves to explore a planet that is alive, and we allow ourselves to truly experience that area. What I'm seeing is like, I feel like I'm trying to draw it with my hands without even like showing you what I'm seeing in my mind. I see like the earth, and like there is like a little soul, or like a little heart, not a heart, yes, thank you, okay, heart, spirit, thank you. I was gonna say sun, a sun, but it's, yeah, like it's like beating, and it's shining through the earth's, I don't want to say crust, because that's not what I'm trying to say, but it's surface. It's coming through the surface. And confirmation airplane. It's coming through the surface of the earth. And if that sun ray is calling to you, how many times are you going to try and avoid it? Because I've been avoiding it. I feel like I've been getting pulls and calls that excite me. And I'm like, okay, I have to do these 3 things in order to get myself over there. And I haven't done any of them. Ooh, so lame. It's these in-between spaces where we get to prove to ourselves that we care about what we desire, about manifesting what we say we want to manifest for ourselves. Okay, I watched that back, and I think where I was going with that was, I told you it was gonna happen. Okay, it happened. We're done. We're through with it. We have to care so deeply about this self, about this body. I was hearing someone say, your self. It belongs to you, but it is not it is not you. It belongs to you, but it is not you. They said, like your phone. Or I could say like my bed. This is my bed, but it is not me. Your phone, it is your phone, but it's not you. Yourself, but it is not you. This is beautifully borrowed. And it has its delights. I feel like it's really fun for me to sit and think about the fact that my body and I are separate. Like, I love this body, and it's fascinating to me. It does really cool things when I believe in it. When I see it and I say, I know you've got skills. I know you know what you're doing in these few things and all these things. Look at how good you are at all of these things. That's amazing. Hone in on it. Let's practice some more. And you know what? Those things that you're not good at, that's okay. You don't have to be good at them. You really don't. I don't ask you to. I'm not going to put myself in positions in which I'm trying to prove something. Not putting yourself in situations that you know are not necessarily beneficial for you. And that comes from caring about yourself, about this body. And if you care about the body, you care about what's inside of it. I'm gonna die. Okay. When we trust this body to be honest, I'm hearing this body is always honest. We just have to learn how to understand it. That's what I'm hearing. When certain things come up, okay, this body is learning how to trust us. That's what I just heard. If you are not the body, you must cultivate a relationship with it and understand how it communicates to you, what it's trying to move towards, what it's trying to move away from. You know what it says, and for some reason we will ignore it. Sorry, he just jumped up on the thing that I'm using. We will often ignore it for the sake of logic reasons, right? I can't leave my job that makes me feel like absolute doo-doo. I have to pay my bills. That's so valid. That's so valid. This is a really difficult society that we're living in right now. It sucks that we have to maybe be in a place where we're working a certain job where we don't enjoy it. But when you start making excuses for yourself so that you don't even make that a goal, when you're not even doing right by you, in order to get yourself into a job that will actually make you feel free and alive and excited to be there, or at least not terrible until you find the next one that's even better. To neglect yourself in that way is saying, yeah, but we have to do this. Shut up, sit down, do what you're told. It's the in-between spaces. I'm going to share how I did it. Because it seems so simple. And I feel like some people are just like, yeah, and they brush it off. But it was very difficult. It was not easy. It was not easy. But I was consistent and I was dedicated, and this is what happened, and I am a testimony. I'm a walking testimony, and it's only going to get better, and it's only gotten better. And it's been crazy, doing crazy, magical, beautiful things to my life. And I have to be the one to connect and to sit down and to recognize what it is that I'm doing for myself. I have to believe that what I'm doing for myself is going to be the magic that I know I want to create. The way that I feel is the way that I'm creating. I'm going to continue to find myself back in this spot full of peace and endless love is the only words that I can find for it. And it's in the middle of my chest, and it radiates up and down my spine. And that's how my body feels it. But I feel it in all of me. I feel glowy, and it's lovely. And when I allow that glow to be the thing that pulls me towards what it is I need to do next, and I don't allow my body to stop me. And I recognize that my body trying to stop me means that something is quite literally trying to stop me, and I need to sit down with my beliefs, and I need to be able to journal and coach myself through these certain emotions, this generational trauma, this societal trauma, this pain, and I need to allow it. I need to look at it and shine my glow until all that stone, all that muck just turns into ash, and I continue being pulled by my glow, by my shine, by my light, by the light of God. Where is it pointing me? I'm going. This is how I did it. I was working a job that was kind of traumatizing. It was very intense. I worked with teenagers at a facility they didn't want to be in. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is way too intense for me. But I know that the thing that I want is on the other side of becoming someone different. I need to become someone in order to receive the thing that I'm actually looking for. So I wrote down what it is I was actually looking for. I was looking for a community-oriented job. A job where people actually cared and communicated with each other, to each other, for each other. They protected each other. They had each other's backs. I wanted to work somewhere that was really fun and exciting, and I got to use all my skills that I learned in my job industry type thing. And I wanted to be super cute, and I wanted to be able to be me. I didn't want anyone to tell me what I could or could not do. To a certain extent, it's a job. It took me 3 months, 3.5, of consistent work on my behavior, on my belief systems, the way I communicated, the way I spoke to myself, the way I spoke to others, the way I spoke to God. I prayed, I manifested, I did so many sessions with myself where I sat down and went through all of my emotions. I held my tongue and listened when I felt defensive. I shifted so many perspectives for myself. And I was consistent. And I landed myself a job in which all of those things are present. And I love it there. I love it there. It's in the in-between spaces. It's like jumping off the cliff, right? People always say, make the leap, take the jump, do the thing. You have to do the thing and flap your wings. I'm not saying you have to work hard. It doesn't have, shifting your perspective doesn't have to be hard. I'm not saying you have to go out there and sweat and work yourself to the bone in order to get what you want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to flap your wings. A bird still makes that effort, and they make it look effortless. It's because it's what you do. It's how you do it. I'm gonna clean for a second.